Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jasmine. If you are new, welcome. And today's video is going to get into my fiber update. And y'all, it's been a journey, so keep watching. Alright, if you're still here, this is a follow-up fibroid update journey. I just found out recently in March that I have uterine fibroids and have had them for quite some time, but they didn't like stand up and show themselves until March of this year. If you have not watched my first fibroid video, great. But don't click out just yet, so prepare to watch it after. Thanks. Anyways, so found out I had uterine fibroids in March of 2020. I've had them for about 5 months now, and I have ended up in the hospital twice. First time is when I actually found out I had them, and then the second time was just an unfortunate, I guess, side effect of the fibroids. It's hard to explain, but basically my bladder got lodged behind it because I have had three, and one was so big that my bladder filled up too much. It got stuck behind it, unfortunately, and we're just believing we're not gonna have that issue anymore. Yay! So with my fibroids, I ended up on this medicine that I definitely went back and forth with my insurance, the doctor's office, just like people not following up, people not communicating. So it took quite some time to get the medicine that I very much needed to make sure that we're helping to shrink them down. So it basically changes and shifts my hormone levels so that I don't produce as many hormones, so that then the fibroids can't feed off of them and thus they get smaller. So it's basically starving the fibroids and resetting my body a little bit. So the medicine that I'm on is called Lupron. It's a shot that I have to get in my one of my like butt cheeks, and it is interesting. It has caused like it basically has sent me into a temporary menopause and I have experienced hot flashes and random sweating, just so many, you know, side effects that come along with that. I used to give my mom so much grief, like, girl, it's not even hot, when she would have a hot flash and then I would be freezing. And now I'm like, hold on 1 second, hold on, wait. And I've even started to like tell people around me, like, just ignore me. I'm gonna fan myself, I'm gonna find a piece of paper, I'm gonna just have a moment, but that's okay. We'll move forward because you don't need, it's fine, it's really fine, it's fine, everything is fine. So I'm going on month 4 of the medication right now, and for the first 3 months I actually did not see any progress. If you watched my vlog last week, I had an ultrasound where we were looking to check the size of the fibroids, and she said during the checkup that she thought that they were still measuring the same, which was super discouraging because I've been on the medicine for 3 months. I actually have an older sister who has dealt with fibroids, and her fibroids were so much larger than mine. And so in my mind, not to mention the first doctor that I went to see told me that you could only be on the medicine for 3 months, and if it didn't work after 3 months, you needed to go and have surgery. And unfortunately, when he mentioned the surgery, he didn't have tact and does not have tact at all. And so my first interaction with him was left me feeling very discouraged and just not good at all. And it was man, it was just really tough because the first time I went to see him, I had they had to put a catheter in me, which is super uncomfortable, and then I was sent home, so I had to keep it in. I got the catheter on Thursday, had to keep it in all the way through to Monday, so I was in a lot of pain. Just was not like empathetic. It just really wasn't a great experience. And so he instantly threw out you know, potential hysterectomy and those things. I'm literally 28. Like, what? I still don't have kids. What's happening? Like, what? And he said, if you're older, I would recommend hysterectomy. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not, so plan B. And so he said, yeah, we'll put you on the Lupron. You can only stay on it for 3 months. After 3 months, we'll go ahead and try to send you to surgery. And basically it was just kind of like, well, I mean, hopefully it's detached enough from the uterus so that we can salvage the uterus without taking it out, because what we're not going to do is leave a fibroid in. So if we can't detach the fibroid safely from your uterus, we're just going to take your uterus. Okay, so the medicine behind door 1. Thanks, Alex. What? So I really had to like work through, and thank God for like my community and for prayers and for just, you know, God really ministering to my heart about like peace, like just trust me. So I'm really just, this has been such a faith walk. This has been one of the biggest faith walks of my entire life, honestly. Really just like not life altering, but also very life altering potentially, especially considering the risks. But it just has been crazy. It's been mad crazy. So fast forward 4 months, I've been on the medicine. My mom thankfully is a nurse, and so she said, I don't like the way he talked to you, I don't like this doctor's office, I don't like none of that. So she put a word in so that I could actually get referred to a different doctor. They still work under the same in the same group, so they still are colleagues, but it's just not him anymore. But he's the one that prescribed my medicine. Remember that. Story time. And so the other doctor that I'm with right now, it's great bedside manner, super nice, super empathetic. He was like, no, we're not doing surgery, you're too young. No, we're gonna shrink these bad boys down. No, we're just gonna keep you on the medicine and keep rolling. I'm like, excellent, great, same page, we're aligned, eye to eyeball, right here. Go team, go. So when I ended up in the hospital, actually it was 4th of July weekend, I was so nervous because I had just gotten, I believe, my 3rd shot. Or I was due for my 3rd shot. And so when I got the ultrasound the 2nd time I was in the hospital, and they said that they were measuring the same, the fibroids were measuring the same, and it really was the big one, because I have two small ones and then 1 large one. And so super concerned about the large one because it was blocking major organs like my bladder and those types of things that hindered me from doing regular stuff. And I was super nervous, like, oh my God, they're gonna take the cath out and send me straight to surgery. Oh my God, they're gonna like, oh, that's the end. Like I was freaking out, like crying, so upset, so discouraged, so distraught, so just like depressed and sad. And again, my hormones were all over the place. And so I'm already like defeated and just those types of things that I've had to, you know, really work through and, you know, have community around me to love me through and, you know, really just work through the side effects and everything. So thankful for the people in my life. Y'all know who y'all are. Thanks. After getting out of the hospital, I went back to actually see my 2nd doctor, because I basically said, you know what, we don't want to work with the 1st doctor no more. I'm not interested because I don't like the approach. Just gonna lean over here. And so I went back to my 2nd doctor, and he was just saying like, well, no, we just gotta take the cath out and keep you on the medicine because we're not sending you to surgery. And I'm like, love to see it. Thank you, appreciate you. So get the catheter out, all is well. And then fast forward to last week, went to the ultrasound technician, and I had been asking, so I did not want to hear anything from the 1st doctor anymore. Nothing. I'm like, nope, we're good. This is your recommendation of care pass. We'll go here. Especially after getting the cath taken out the 2nd time. And he's like, no, like technically you can be on the medicine for up to a year. We really don't recommend it because of just, it's such a strong, potent medicine, right? Like we're really attacking like major tissues and cells and like just these huge masses. And it takes a toll on your body. So like it's not recommended for anyone to be on the medicine for a year, but you can be up to a year. Well, when I went to see the doctor the 1st time, all he said was, oh, well, you can only go on it for 3 months and after that it's pointless. So that's the information I have, because I'm like, okay, you went to school for this, you have debt, you took out loans, you study for hours on end. Like I've seen Grey's Anatomy, like you did all of that. Okay, I can trust you, right? Because I'm in a sense a civilian when it comes to like the medical field. And so my 2nd doctor said that, and I'm like, oh, well then we good. Me falling out in the ER, that was because I had thought about this, but you're telling me it's this. Great news, we love to see it. And I had told the medical assistant, I said, one of the medical assistants that work in the 1st doctor's office, I said, I do not want to get any more recommendations from that doctor. I want to get recommendations from the 2nd doctor. That's it. I like his form of care. Again, words. She says, as I talked to her on the phone, and she's like, well, they're under the same covering and like, you know, so she's basically like having this back and forth conversation with me. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't care too much about like them being under the same group, not interested. I just don't want to get any more recommendations from the 2nd doctor. Can you make that happen for me? Oh yeah, we'll make a log of it. Okay, what's your name? Okay, we're good. Signed, sealed, delivered, we're good. We don't have any more issues, right? Great. And then I actually ended up going to see her when I went to get a shot, and I said, hey, I apologize for being so strong. It's just, I've because I had already been reached out to by that doctor to say like, I don't think you should stay on the medicine anymore. I think we should just take you to surgery. So I was already kind of rattled that after I had the first interaction I had with him, fast forward a few months to be on the medicine, the second doctor saying we'll stay on the medicine for longer than 3 months. And then I got the first doctor coming back like, well, I don't think we should talk medicine anymore. Let's talk surgery. Don't feel like your opinion's welcome anymore because you're not my doctor anymore. So then I called his medical assistant and told her. So I explained to her the situation. She said, no, I totally understand. I totally get it. Like, no problem. I made the note, whatever. Fast forward to Friday. Good news, bad news first. We'll do the good news first. It's not even bad news, but we'll do the good news first. Fast forward to my ultrasound appointment because I told my second doctor, hey, I would love to get, because they'll do like a vaginal exam, so he'll feel around like with his like internally to see, but you don't really get like a good scan, and obviously it's not like an exact measurement. So he said he felt like it was still measuring out the same, but we'll go ahead and schedule an ultrasound. So I went to my ultrasound last week. She's saying that she felt like they were measuring the same. I was super discouraged because again, like I'm dealing with hot flashes, just regular life stress. We're still in a pandemic. Like I'm not resting well. I'm not, like, it's just very hard. It's such a hard process. This medicine is hard. And I've been adopting other options of like better ways to take care of my body. So I've been looking up natural ways to manage fibroids. I have like a community of, you know, people who have dealt with fibroids that are really, you know, walking with me through it as far as eating cruciferous vegetables, like leafy green vegetables, eliminating dairy out of my diet, and just really making a lot of really good choices, reducing sugar, those types of things. So I've really been trying to on my end as well, because for a while I was relying so much on the medicine. I was just like, if the medicine doesn't work, then what? And I didn't give myself a credit to say, no, you have people in your life that are helping you and giving you examples to walk through that. So I'm so thankful for those individuals who have just shared tips and tricks with me, and just people that continue to pour into me and like show me practical ways to apply how to better care for myself. I've been trying to do all of that. So getting to the ultrasound, and I'm discouraged to hear like, wow, I'm putting all this work in and you're saying they're measuring the same. So that was Friday. Fast forward to Monday morning, I get a call from my second doctor, and he's like, hey, so we looked at your scans over the weekend, and actually of the 3 fibroids, so again, 1 large one, 2 smaller ones, one of them is completely gone, like completely dissolved by the medicine, and then the large one has shrunken in size, reduced in size by 25%. I'm so happy. I was so happy. I was so encouraged. He called me when I was driving. I had to like pull over and like cry because I was just so happy, because it's been such a process, and like so encouraging to see like, okay, great, like we're making progress. It's actually working. We can keep going, because I'm believing I won't need surgery at all. I know my second doctor's like, yeah, like you're gonna have to have surgery because it's that big. My God, it's bigger. And so I'm believing that I won't have to. And that's why I'm taking you guys with me, so I can, you know, just continue to pray and believe that, and you all can believe with me. And so I was just super duper encouraged, super happy. I'm gonna keep on this journey and keep making it happen. So fast forward to Thursday. I get a phone call from my first doctor, okay? Now, I have put in a request, so Lupron is prescribed in 3-month increments, and then you have to refill the prescription. So I called in to refill the prescription, paid for it, which that's a testimony in itself, because it didn't cost nearly as much as it normally does. Again, refer to the other video. And pay for my medicine. The first doctor calls me and leaves a voicemail on my phone like, hey, so I got your request for the prescription to be refilled, and I think we need to come and start talking about surgery. I'm actually not refilling your medicine until you come in and talk to me about surgery. Excuse me? What? Excuse, what? Now, left this voicemail on my phone. I'm leaving the gym. I was working out with Ashley, and I was like, excuse me? And so you could read like on my phone, to my phone, you can read, and maybe other phones, but just don't at me. On your voicemail, you can read your voicemail messages. And so I'm reading again, I'm like, what? And so I listened to it again, and I'm like, and so the first time, so this is the second time that he's called me talking about, we need to stop talking about medicine, let's talk about surgery. You can talk to somebody else about surgery, especially right now, mind your business, because I actually told you and I asked your medical assistant not to contact me any longer. Did I not? So instantly I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I said what I said to her medical assistant. I was feeling bad. Like, I was feeling so guilty for coming off so strong with the medical assistant, like feeling so guilty. And again, this is not to knock like all medical assistants or the medical field, but like, I'm really just working through just incompetency in general. Like, this is not even just to specify the medical field. Don't be incompetent. Like, if you can't do and execute a job description, then get up out of the job description and go execute a different one. No hard feelings, no knock, just move. Make a decision. You're either gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. That's it. I was so frustrated with him. I was frustrated with the medical assistant. I'm just like, I'm sorry, have I been talking to myself for the past 3 months? What is going on? Call the doctor back. He barely lets me speak. I said, listen, I'm not going with your recommendation anymore because I have already transitioned, cuts me off. Again. Like I said before I was really interrupted. And so he said, you know what? I'm just gonna have you work with the other doctor. Yes, that's what I've been asking you for. You're talking to yourself. That's what I asked for 3 months ago. Again. It's been such, all of this has been so eye-opening. All this has been so like, just developing for me. All of this has just been so, this, you know what I mean? And I mean, I'm grateful for the lessons, but it's just like, man, my mom, like, she's a nurse and she's always been so like, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to, you know, if you know that you don't feel good or you know you're struggling with something, you have to advocate. If you go to the hospital 2 or 3 times for the same reason in a month, you have to be like, no, you have to see me, because like, you have to be willing to advocate for yourself. And now I understand why, because it's just like, it's just so tough. And like, even especially if you know me, you know, I'm like, I try to do natural stuff. I don't even like to take headache medicine. If I can avoid it, I really try to avoid those types of things. And not to say that they're not helpful, because they are very much helpful. It's just, for me, I've wanted to try and opt for natural remedies and things. And a part of me wrestles just with like statistics and just things that come, you know, with being a Black woman and mortality rate being higher for Black women, and just so many things that I've learned. And then walking through this process has made it even that much more blatant of the truth of the matter. And again, I'm not saying like all medical professionals are trash, because the last time I went to the hospital, I was treated so well. Just everything, like, it's just been so crazy, especially considering being in a pandemic. Like, thank you to all of the medical professionals that are sacrificing time with family, sacrificing your lives, sacrificing your free time, sacrificing your safety. Thank you, truly. It was just so hard for me. And so again, to just be treated like that by the doctor was just so, just like, how are you gonna hold my medicine for me? What does this even look like? What do you mean you're not gonna give me my medicine that I'm paying for? What do you mean? That doesn't even make sense. So that's just been such an interesting process, especially when the medicine is working. Come again? Like, and that's what's so unfortunate, is that you are, you know, believing for someone who gave up so many years of their life to practice medicine, and gives up so many, you know, for the handful of people that don't do it right. It's just really unfortunate. So it's just been interesting. But again, like, in and on a positive note, like, I'm gonna keep you guys on this journey. It has been, it just has been. I'm so grateful to God for just the way that he has ministered to me and has like loved me through this process, and is really dealing with my heart as far as trusting him and our relationship. And I'm just so thankful for growth in that area, for people that he's placed around me that love me. I'm grateful for just wisdom and reading and doing my own research and all of those things. I'm just so very, very thankful. And we're just gonna keep going on this journey. We're just gonna keep rolling, keep pushing forward, keep trekking, all of the things. And I'm excited to continue to walk through this with you, and then to come out on the other side of, hey, I don't have any fibroids anymore, believing I don't need surgery, but if I do end up getting surgery, believing that we're not gonna have no issues, no complications. And I'm just really, really grateful and excited about it. So Love you guys again. I think you guys are awesome. I hope you guys have been catching up with all my videos because I've been posting every week like I had promised, and you need to watch all of them. Okay? All right. Love you. Like, subscribe, share, all of the things, and I will see you next week. All right. Peace.